I just watch this crazy stuff in England, and I watch it, and I just don't believe it. They had on the talk radio. They had who was it? Sir Robert Gale. And Sir Robert Gale said, "You know who opened the floodgates of England with all this immigration nonsense, and let all these foreigners in, all these criminals in? I mean, there's millions of criminals in England. They just let anybody in. They didn't do any background checks. They knew they couldn't integrate Syrians, Egyptians, Muslims, Chinese, Hindus. They're not going to integrate with English people. They're going to destroy England." Well, anyway, so Robert Gale said, well, it was Tony Blair that opened the floodgates. That's right. So what have you been doing all these years, Sir Robert Gale? You've been watching England being destroyed? You have 15 million too many people in England. You have to get rid of them. They've got to go. For prices to come down, wages to be okay, no more building on any farmland. I don't know who came up with that. You can't build on farmland. You have to get planning permission. You can't just build on farmland. It was always the great English thing, keep it green. And then we have me and Enoch Powell saying, you can't do this. It'll end in a terrible thing. Now you've got Ireland telling the immigrants to leave. And people in England all want more money. The trade unions, the railways, the nurses, the teachers, the postal workers. Of course they want all money. You have a piece of meat in a store that everybody likes, their Sunday roast, if they're English. And now you've got 15 million too many people. What's going to happen to the price of the Sunday roast? It's going to go up 10 times. It's crazy. You're all crazy. Then you've got the guy from Oxford University. What was his name? His name, which I really enjoy him, Rita. All the people in the world, all the millions or the billions and billions of people, they don't care about climate change. They care about getting something to eat. They can't eat anything. They're starving. Half of China's starving. 3/4 of India's starving. All of Asia. Central America. You'll never do anything about climate change. And then you've got the stupid idiot Al Gore that told us we would not have fish, and that was 30 years ago. And now he's just told us, or that other person from America, that other useless person, the one from Vietnam, tells us that half the animals have gone extinct. No, they haven't. Not in America. There's plenty of animals. So I don't know what any of this is all about. So what are you going to do with 15 million too many people? That's it. That's what your conversation should be all about. As for digital currency, that's another control 1984. You need to have a general election now and get somebody in there that's practical and normal, not a millionaire banker. And all his family are into this digital and this world government stuff, which scares everybody. Anyway, there we are. It's interesting to just see somebody like me that's very, very practical. And that's why I wouldn't have allowed them in the first place. I wouldn't have had all these people. It would have been beautiful England, full of English people, full of tea shops, beautiful villages, pheasant hunting, horse riding, I mean, what a fantastic country it would have been. And then you would have just done tourism. I mean, if you've got somebody from Ukraine and you want to put them up for a while before they go back to Ukraine, that's a fantastic idea. But keep your population low so you have room to actually put them somewhere and look after them. I feel really bad for them. And then they can go back as soon as the war's finished. I'm just a really, really practical person, that's all. I don't know. England's done. In my book, England will talk and talk and talk and talk, and the French aren't gonna stop anybody. The French don't care, they got their own problems. You're gonna have to do whatever you gotta do to get rid of a lot of people, millions and millions of people. Because you should have never let the millions and millions in at the beginning. And where is Tony Blair to answer for all this? Never to be seen again, enjoying a nice fire at home with a nice big cooked breakfast. Yeah. Okay, well, it was good talking to you, and I enjoy it, but just look at your country in a practical way, because you've got to come up with practical ideas. And it's no good talking like Sir Robert Gale, just talking and talking and talking. You actually have to do something positive. All right, bye-bye.